Yes, I think today we've been discussing issues of migrants and minorities and how we can address their diversity and their integration in the various fields. I think one area that is of particular interest and particularly topical today is the question of politics, the rise of the far right. How does this affect our whole approach with regard to xenophobia and racism, and what can we do today in Europe to to counteract these tendencies?
Yes, Europe nowadays actually goes through a very difficult dire straits, I would say, period of time, where we see obviously a very dangerous rise of racist extremism, and at the same time, powerful rise actually of xenophobic, racist political parties and organizations all over, both in the western part of Europe and the eastern part of Europe. I think it's a big challenge for many European organizations, including the Council of Europe and the Office of the Commission of Human Rights, where I come from. The Commissioner right now is very much concerned actually about these very dangerous tendencies in various European countries. And migrants' rights have a special need in such periods of time, they have a need of better and more forceful, I would say, protection and promotion all over Europe. One fundamental aspect, actually, which is often very much neglected in the various discussions regarding migrants' rights, is migrant political participation in public affairs, and as well as participation in political processes, including elections at local level and at the same time at national level. And in this context, I have to stress that the Council of Europe actually has a very, very strong arsenal which should be used and should be more promoted both by us and from other stakeholders. And I would very much like to refer in this context to a special convention by the Council of Europe dating back in 1992, which concerns actually the participation of migrants, long-term residents to elections at the local level. This is a convention which has been neglected in public discussion for a long time, has been ratified only by 8 Council of Europe member states. And I think it is an area where we should reflect more and see how we can enhance actually migrants' position in European polities. I very much hope that we'll have more discussions on this subject later today.
Indeed, I think it is high time. Yeah, sometimes we find that there are some international law instruments, some conventions that we could really use today that have been perhaps voted in different times and under different circumstances, have since been not exploited. And today, in these dire straits, as you rightly said it, we can yes, we can make good use of them.
Sure. Another aspect actually which maybe highlighted as well is how states actually should fight against racist extremist organizations and political parties. Again, there is an international human rights arsenal which has been very rarely used by states to fight actually such forces, dangerous political forces all over Europe, which are rising, as we said earlier. And one of them, this major actually tool is the International Convention Against Racism, which has a special provision actually which provides for the prohibition, for the banning of political organizations which promote racist ideas and practices. And this is actually one of the major international human rights instruments that the Council of Europe Human Rights Commission also promotes and very much would like to have it implemented, given effect to by many European states. Unfortunately, the reactions we have had so far by many European states are rather reluctant. The European states have been very reluctant actually to react or act against such political forces. And we very much hope that we will be able actually to reignite the whole discussion and reinforce the dialogue with the states concerned.
Indeed, you're very right to point out to the role that here European and international organizations can play in how can I say, pushing countries which are relatively reluctant to fight against racism and xenophobia that are unfortunately rising today in Europe. Thank you very much, Nikos, and we look forward to the discussion now in the